This is Figma 643 YoRHa No.2 Type B, or 2B from Nikke. That wasn't funny, was it? She is from NieR Automata. Automata? Or Automata? I don't know how to pronounce that, haven't played the game. Anyway, this was kind of an impulse purchase, and there are a lot of 2B figures out there, aren't there? So let's see how the Figma 2B is, whether there's anything you need to watch out for, and of course, whether she's worth it. She comes in a big Figma box. Getting her out, there is just one tray and some instructions. Here's a quick look-see, shouldn't be too complicated as she doesn't actually come with that much stuff. But I think it's a decent amount and pretty much what she needs. Opening up the tray, it is a good idea to film it because, just in case there's something wrong, you can reach out to support. And here she is. I'm kinda surprised she didn't really have any plastic bits around her. Guess it's not really needed as the outfit is mostly black. And the inner skirt is actually white, so that is not a problem there. In terms of aesthetics, she looks quite nice. Again, don't know if it's accurate or not, but just, as a figure and as a female character, I think she looks pretty good. Kinda monochrome, my favorite aesthetic. And even though everything's pretty much just one or two colors, the sculpting is quite nice. Pretty much all matte up top and glossy in the boots. She's got a very nicely sculpted back. There's a hole for the stand. And there are some keyholes on her shoulders because of the articulation, which we'll take a look at later on. I think it's not too bad, they're not too distracting. Brief look underneath and we'll talk more about that later on. Hair sculpt is quite nice and there is some shading, it's not always the case with Figma. Overall, I think everything looks pretty good, and the skirt of course is soft plastic. In terms of articulation, I think they've done quite well. It is pretty impressive in some parts. Head turn's pretty standard. She does have separate neck movement, but it is a little bit stiff. She tilts. She can look down quite a lot. Looks up a decent amount as well. Just be careful of the head movement as it can be a little bit stiff. There's a little extra bit at the back of her hair, which is pretty interesting. Essentially, it will move out of the way when she looks up, and when she looks down, it aims to cover more of the gap, I guess. Arms are pretty well done. They raise up to the sides. The shoulder joint is pretty interesting, I think. How it attaches to the arm allows for a bit of up-down movement. Of course, she can reach up. She does have a very good butterfly joint. Actually, I didn't know this was here because it was a little bit stiff out of the box, so just be mindful of that. If you try to force the forward reach, the arm will sometimes pop off, but it's not loose or anything. She has pretty good forward reach, even though she has some poofy sleeves and a chest. Backwards reach looks like this. She has bicep rotation. And even though she has some spiky bits around her elbows, they will not get in the way. So that is pretty well done. And wrist move like this. Upper torso tilts. She has a good backwards and forwards bend, but will gap the back a little bit. Utilizing her hips and everything like that, she bends forwards a whole bunch. She can pretty much bend into an L both ways. Do take care and keep an eye on the skirt though, because the inside is painted white. Not sure how sturdy or flexible the paint is, but it should be okay, I think. Also, probably won't look good if you somehow remove the skirt. The little bow on the side does move. A direct sideways split is a little bit limited, and her legs will pop off if you try to push the angle too much. She does do a forwards-backwards split though. And of course, with all that range and bends, she can kick all the way up. She's got some thigh movement and it's not just rotation. Guess it's on a ball joint or something. Knees bend like so. And feet. By the way, it's not related, but we do have a Discord via YouTube membership or Patreon if you would like to join. I mean, it's kind of related, sometimes we talk about feet. Not often though. Anyway, also got affiliate links if you would like to support the channel at no extra cost. Appreciate you. In terms of the booty, you do have to work with it a little bit to cover up all the gaps and get the right angles. but I think it looks pretty good. For accessories, there's a bunch of stuff strapped at the back of the tray. We got the Figma bag, of course. Figma stand base. Speaking of base, if you ordered from the Good Smile site, there is a stand base as well. In my opinion, this is probably the worst kind of bonus because, yeah, don't really care. We got some stand arm stuff, and there is a spare wrist joint. For hands, she has a bunch. 4 pairs and an individual one. By default, she just has some open, relaxed hands. Of course, she's got a pair of fisties. She has a pair of holdy hands for her swords. We'll take a look at those in a bit. She's got some kind of open gesture hands. And the individual right hand is for her to hold the cube, which is apparently a thing she does. Not quite sure what the cube is for, but it looks good, and it's also very small, so just be careful that you don't lose it. Besides that, she's also got her little robot buddy. It does look pretty cool and is pretty detailed. And it does move a little bit as well. So I guess the head rotates. And then the arms move as well. But just be careful because he does seem a little bit fragile. There is a stand part for it as well, so you can get it to attach to the stand. Essentially, you just shove it into its butt and you clip it on. 2B, of course, has 2 swords. Although I actually didn't know she had 2 swords, I'm sure there's some significance between these. Big sword looks pretty good. It is taller than she is. To get her to hold it, you can either slot it on, or actually the bottom part can be pulled off. Makes it easier to slide into her hand. The smaller sword also looks pretty good. Just be careful of the part at the very end. You can pull it off to slide the sword into her hand though. But yeah, they look pretty cool. For faces, she has a total of 4. She's got 2 blindfolded ones and then 2 unmasked faces. By default, she just has her masked face in a, I guess, neutral expression. Just take care the first time you pull the hair off because it can take a bit of time. That's what her joints look like. Her shouting face looks quite nice. The mouth is sculpted pretty well. She's got her unmasked face looking very slightly to the left. This is a nice expression, I think. Although you can kind of see it to be a little bit judgmental. Finally, she has a, I guess a corrupted face? Is the same as like Nikke corruption, right? She does look a little bit troubled. From what I've seen, I guess she doesn't really smile or anything, but it would have been nice if the Good Smile bonus was a smiling face. And then I might have actually pre-ordered her. But I do think it's a good amount of accessories. For height, she is pretty much exactly 15 centimeters or 6 inches. It does feel that Figma are making their figures a little bit bigger, which I have no complaints about. They will fit nicely with all the other 112 girls, and some of the dudes, I guess. But overall, personally, don't regret this impulse purchase. It is a very good purchase actually, quite happy with it. Definitely worth it. Just some minor things to look out for here and there, which honestly I can't really remember anymore, so don't worry about that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.